Welcome to this next video, the CER video. And again, this one will be the second in the series. This one is on evidence. And first thing I want to do is I want to show you this. And I got this from a poster. You might look around the room and say, well, I don't see this poster in class. Well, we actually got this as a PDF, so it didn't actually come as a poster. They call it a poster. But this actually comes from the company that produces our textbook. So I thought I'd show you this one just because it gives you a little bit different information. So this might be some information that really clicks with you and it allows you to better memorize or learn the different parts of the CER. So here it says evidence is scientific data used to support the claim. And evidence must be sufficient. Use enough evidence to support your claim. It needs to be appropriate. Use data that supports your claim. Leave out information that doesn't support the claim. And qualitative. This uses senses, or quantitative uses number, or a combination of both. Now first let me just give you a little bit on the appropriateness of your data, where it says leave out information that doesn't support the claim. Some of you have included a lot of information that doesn't necessarily support the claim, but it actually helps your claim. So for example, when you look through the evidence, you know that liquids 2 and 4 are the same because they have the same density, color, and melting point. But when you looked at some of the other ones, such as liquid 5, it has some common characteristics. So I don't think it necessarily hurts if you say liquid 5, even though it has the same density as liquids 2 and 4, it doesn't have the same melting point, so it cannot be the same. So that type of evidence is okay. Just don't include evidence that is totally out there that has nothing to do with what we're studying, or with what you're trying to write a claim and come up with your evidence and your reasoning for. So the first thing I want to do is look at the rubric. And if we go right to 3, provide 3 pieces of the following pieces of evidence. If you did not include density, melting point, and color, you are automatically subjected to a 2 because you didn't have all the information. How about the next one? Must have qualitative and quantitative. Some of you simply said, oh, liquids 2 and 4 must be the same because they have the same density, color, and melting point. But you never mentioned what those were, that the color was red, and what the melting point was, and what the density was. There again, you automatically drop down to a 2 because you didn't mention those things. And you have to link the claim and evidence. And I'll show you how you can do that very simply in the example I have for you. Now, when we look at 4, the big difference between a 4 and a 3 is explains why mass and volume are not relevant and give examples. So here's my evidence. Liquids 2 and 4 are the same substance because they have the same density, 0.93 grams per cubic centimeter. Liquids 2 and 4 are the same substance because they have the same color, red. Liquids 2 and 4 are the same substance because they have the same melting point, negative 98 degrees Celsius. Liquids 2 and 4 do not have the same masses, 38 grams and 17 grams, or volumes, 40.9 cubic centimeters and 18.3 cubic centimeters, but that does not matter in this instance. Different masses and volumes just show there are different amounts of liquids 2 and 4. So let's go through that rubric. What I've done is I put them actually in the arrows right here. Now provide 3 of the following pieces of evidence. So here we go. I am going to grab a pen and I'm going to do some highlighting here. So if I come up here and let's use yellow. Again, I talk about density right here. I talk about the color right here, and I talk about the melting point right here. So I've done this. I've talked about all 3. Now include qualitative and quantitative. I not only said they have the same density, but I actually told you what that density was. So here's your qualitative. And this would be both qualitative, but here's your qualitative, and the 98 degrees Celsius, negative 98 degrees Celsius, that's your quantitative. I'm looking for both. And here's masses, and then you have the actual numbers. Here's volumes in the actual number. So it's both qualitative and it's quantitative. So it includes qualitative and quantitative data. Links claim to evidence. This is how you can easily do that. Liquids 2 and 4 are the same substance because they have the same density. Liquids 2 and 4 are the same substance. Liquids 2 and 4 are the same substance. Liquids 2 and 4 do not have the same, but that does not matter. So again, That's how I link the claim to evidence. Liquids 2 and 4 are the same substance. Liquids 2 and 4 are the same. If you just come out and say liquids 2 and 4 have the same density, but saying they're the same substance links your claim back, or your evidence back to your claim. Now explains why mass and volumes are not relevant. So here it is, but that does not matter. Ooh, now it's really hard to see that, isn't it? So if I get rid of those right there, and I'm going to pick a different color. Let's go back with green. So, but that does not matter in this instant. Different masses and volumes just show there are different amounts of liquids 2 and 4. So now I've done that as well. I don't have to use any of the scientific principle. A lot of you guys use the scientific principles here in this section, but it does not need to be in this section. That should be in the next section on reasoning. So again, this is the evidence. This shows you how to write a quality level for your evidence. So look at what you have, analyze it, and fix things up. Make sure you submit your forms when you're done, if that's what you're using this assignment for. So again, as always, if you have any questions, make sure you ask in class. Thanks.